Commander.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I was on the phone. So, at the bottom right of this map, we have the Scriptan playing as the blue player, and at the very top, we have Nakamura RTS spawning in as the yellow player at the bottom right for blue, top left for yellow. There we go. We've got the colors down, and I am not silly. Looks like we have the Footman opener for Nakamura, going with the 2 gold diggers, and Scout House or the house for blue. Scout Hound for yellow, just kind of making its presence known, looking around. A little bit of damage done, so it looks like blue's Hound might have actually tried to go the right way instead of left, and just took a little bit of damage. Not the end of the world, but, you know, it adds up. It adds up. First house for Nakamura going down, and his opponent has his first scout camp, or training camp, excuse me, going up next to his heroes, the hero throne. So, just a little bit behind in the sense that there still isn't a training camp. He's doubling. Okay, yeah, so I think he's going for the standard footy play. Oh, is that the cutoff? Nope, looks like the blue Scout Hound's going to just survive and escape. But we do have a much earlier training camp right now for the Scriptan, which is, I mean, it's a big deal, honestly, especially early game. The snowball effect is very powerful, and if you can get your scout up, if you can get your warriors up faster, if you can get your hero up faster, that's just those little things that add up very quickly. But we do have a very early expansion here from Nakamura on one of the maps that I would say is very difficult to try and contain. You have to build your wall kind of at your ramp, so we'll have to see how he decides to try and play this out. He's going to be in a very vulnerable position, but he does have the god, the Lord, Carthor. We're going to call him LK for the rest of the map because that's a long name to try and say. Ooh, and we have jesters coming out from the Scriptan, so might be seeing some backstabs going down on the hero. Dog just moving every which way. Didn't lose the dog, which is very important. And we still do not have the mass. Ooh, the backstab. Ooh, the backstab and the escape. Lord Carthor gonna have to get out of there, as the Jester did just enough damage to make him to kind of back off. And a dog fighting a man in an open area. There goes the dog. We do have the first Footman coming out here for blue. The Jester was a very interesting move to deny that first XP gain, as the training camp is now, again, it's much further behind his opponent in comparison to blue, who has the Jester, the Footman, and should have Lord Carthor coming out quite shortly here. There's the Footman, there's 3 Footmen now out on the field, but still no hero for blue. Couple creeps, a lot of it's kind of centered in the middle, so it always is better to have that early aggression to try and get security over the double creep. But again, still waiting for the hero for blue. We do have the expansion up for yellow, which is going to be very important to see how this kind of affects, because blue is going for much earlier aggression to try and get the security in the early game, but at the same time that's going to cost him a mid game if yellow can survive to it. 4 footies, there's the hero, the LK of the day. Blacksmith for blue going up, so he's going to be trying to go for probably just basic melee and armor bonus. Dog is going to lose its life to yellow's Footman and get him some bonus damage, and there is no Jester to kind of keep an eye on this, so he should be able to safely get at least these boars. The only problem is he is going to be contained here. If LK for blue decides to try and come in, they're going to see each other just barely. Blue decides to back off, realizing he does have numerical advantage, so he honestly should just go ahead and, yeah, jump in on this. There goes the Jester's knife, trying to get that backstab bonus damage, and yellow is going to have to back off and basically submit this level 2 to blue's LK. Now, that doesn't mean that yellow is out of the fight at all. There is still this tower here with 2 archers already sitting inside it. So yellow is, again, trying to play for that mid game, getting double house, triple house, or he's got 3 house total, getting tons of archers to fill this guy up. And here comes the archer fight. Tons of damage. This does not feel like a good engagement for blue. He is going to get all of the units and might actually be able to get the... Yeah, it does get yellow's LK. And now it comes down to this tower, and if these workers need to sit on top of this tower, because if they don't, or if they can't because this guy is getting body blocked, yellow might actually be down for the count here, as this gesture was huge in terms of the engagement. But Mass Footies is still very, very powerful. It looks like yellow, or blue's going to have to back off here. Might just be content to go after the base of the expansion of yellow here. Got to get all these workers. The archer's going to try and do their best to just micro blue's units to death. But with blue's LK still almost at full HP here, he's going to have an absolute nightmare trying to get them down. More archers coming out though. This will be what he needs to just try and kite blue's LK down to death. And as you can see, yeah, blue is going to have to back off here, as he's having a very difficult time to try and push in for the kill. But at the same time, he is going for his own expansion, realizing that he does have this aggression on his own side, and he needs to try and keep himself in the driver's seat, as this base is not dead. Just because it's not dead, it doesn't mean that he's out of it, or just because he doesn't have just because he doesn't have anything. I'm trying to look for words, but words are failing me right now. Blue's creeping. Yellow is basically just trying to secure. I feel like he should have tried to wall in a little bit earlier. Yellow's LK now back out for the fight, and it's going to really come down to. It's going to come down to a micro fight. Observer UI, I don't know if there is any, to my knowledge. I would like some, but this is pretty much all we really have. I just kind of get to look around at everything. This is going to be awkward. Who's going to see who first? It is mass archers, which is going to give yellow the advantage. But if... yeah, okay, I was about to say, if yellow had some... Does he have Blood Rush? Let's check on the footies.
Yes, my lord.
No Blood Rush yet, so that means that these archers are going to be able to kite, at least to some degree, as long as Lord Carthor can get level 3. But the problem with that is he needs to have level 3 so he can get that nice big blump, and I really like, okay, big respect. I love the idea that he decided to let Lord Carthor go in first so he can tank and do that lifesteal, and then get the healing bonus as well. So that takes care of that. Lord Carthor level 4 for blue, level 3 for yellow. So both players now have their ultimates, which is important to note. Not the worst tower placement. I would like to see maybe some housing right here, just so that it becomes even more tedious for yellow to try and push in, especially since he only has, like, what, 2 archers? But he's actually playing a bit more defensive in comparison to his yellow counterpart, which, again, this is the important thing I would like to point out. Because this town hall, or this gathering base, can this just be called like a town hall, or like a outpost, or an expansion? Gathering base is just oddly phrased. Because this gathering base did manage to survive, that does mean yellow is going to have a very strong power grasp. Oop, that's not the button I wanted. There we go. In comparison to his blue opponent, which blue did definitely have the driver's seat when he started kind of pushing it for the space, but because he didn't kill it, that was the big and most expensive thing that yellow had actually built. And now, as you can see, because of the army size, yellow is just really starting to run away with this map. And it's going to come down to a very good engagement on blue's part, unless he can get himself some sort of basically holy engagement where he uses his ultimate to spam fear and then just engage on all of those archers. It's going to be very difficult for him. It's going to be very, very difficult for him. We're going to have these armies meet here for a second. They're going to see each other, and it looks like he's going to engage. There is still, okay, very good ultimate from blue, getting tons of damage down. Looks like yellow, okay, both players do have the fire filleting, and yellow's going to lose his hero first, which makes sense. He does have lower level. But again, that mass archer from yellow is just really coming in clutch here, as it just comes to a numbers game. It's mass archers versus mass archers, and yellow's actually having a hard time pushing up on this hill here. Good ability from yellow. There's the target fire. Doesn't lose the hero. That's so important. That's so important. Hero stays alive, and yellow's gonna have to back off while taking a third on this back foot, getting some, I would assume, either spearmen or knights out of the King's Court, as well as getting the academy for the advanced, the advanced weapons, missiles, excuse me, for blue. And here comes the march. It's mass archers basically against each other. They've almost done this weird transition where they went mass footmen, realized they couldn't kill each other with mass footmen, and so now they transitioned to mass archers to try and kill the mass archers. So, a very interesting gameplay that we've got going on here. Level 5 here for Oh, that heal is so nice. That heal is super important. Random Archer kind of looking around, just probably trying to do some scouting. Yeah, Lord Carthos needs to get in so he can do his healing, lifesteal and healing. At this point, I feel like Blue needs to be aggressive. He knows that Yellow is pretty much on the back foot right now. It's, ooh, hello, convicts. I love this idea. I love the idea of having a main army and then just sending the convicts to try and get some AoE damage. But the problem with that is, the very big problem with that is he has to get a very solid engagement. Oh, that target fire is so nice. Why? Oh, Carthor, if only you could path the other direction. There you go. Here comes the target fire. He needs to kill down this base. He's gonna get it, and then he should back. Yeah, that was a great play by Blue. Oh, why did they go that way? I am terrified. Let me run towards the thing that is terrifying me. Woo. Oh well, that's such is the life of getting spooked. And it looks like these archers are gonna just try and skedaddle, get out of there. A lot of, actually, these are very low archers. I mean, I don't think, yeah, Blue could target fire and just sit here because these are very low archers. Here comes the convict from the upper end though, and it's gonna be a rout. Blue is just trying to escape. Doesn't, you might just lose this archer. Yeah, okay, he sees the convicts. Does he target him down though? Oh, the damage is gonna be nuts! Where'd they go? Where'd your army go? Oh my god, that was nuts. That might have been game. That might have been game right there as, oh god, that convict damage was nuts. Where'd your army go, nerd? He's got his archers set up in a tower, but now Yellow has complete map control, rebuilding his third expansion. Blue does have his own third expansion up, but the ability to get that is gonna be very difficult. Hang on guys, I have to be right back. I gotta go deliver some keys.
Your ally is under attack. 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 Your
I love
is under attack.
Girlfriend aggro. It's the best friggin' part of the game. Alright, so in that AFK season, it looks like Blue did manage to, or Yellow managed to deny Blue's base, but at the big price of his entire army. So map awareness, or map control, excuse me, is completely gone for Yellow. So now the real question is, can Blue be aggressive and secure the kill on Yellow's expansion? As that's gonna be the big challenge. And again, I apologize, guys. Had to hand off some keys real quick, but we're back in it, and thank you for your patience. Level 7 LK for Blue, and it looks like in that engagement, it looks like Yellow also lost his LK, which is a very big deal because that means there's going to be basically no CC for Yellow in this engagement. Oh, here comes this worker transit. He needs to just kind of like arch in, realize that there's no units here, and then just go after these workers. All of these worker kills would be super important, and it looks like Yellow's actually going to just double down on it, try and keep the save up. Oh, Cleric with that AoE is so good. There goes all of those workers for pretty much nothing. Convict going in, gonna get the med. Let me fear this unit. How about no? Let me hit you with that fat no as the Convict once again basically tipped the scales back into Yellow's favor. If any of you guys know Banelings from StarCraft 2, think of those, except they scream, they yell, and they were once imprisoned and received a death penalty. So Blue is now basically trying to get himself back up. He does have his own expansion, once again. Massive training camps with, do we see where, how many, what is the, okay, so we only have one King's Court for now. And actually minimal gold production, which is interesting. But again, Yellow did manage to save his expansion once again, which is a very big deal. The biggest thing at this point, though, is he has a pretty smart army. It's a lot of archers with a catapult blended in here. We do have a few spearmen against a archers, 1 or 2 spearmen, 1 knight. There's only 1 knight, and this knight is going to have to do big damage if he wants to be able to be useful. This expansion came up a little bit too aggressively, I feel like. Oh no, they were actually pretty much mirrored, except Blue is going to lose this. And it looks like actually he's going to be trying to... Nope, indecision might have gotten the best of him. Oh no, he was trying to loop around, but the pathing sent him the wrong way. And it's a level 5 LK versus a level 8 LK, which that is massive. He's going to try and cut off the units now. And catapults, not a lot. There's the ult, double ult from both players at pretty much the exact same time, so those ults nullify. And oh, good cleric spam from Blue. There goes Blue's LK. Yellow's LK is still up, and there's still a massive fight going on here, going quickly in the favor of Yellow. And there goes his entire army. Blue is going to try and salvage up, but nope, he's going to tap out, and that is the game. That was nuts. That was nuts. Looks like he's still just playing it out, but wow, GG. I seriously think it might have been a combination of not killing the 2 expansions twice. He failed the first denial here, and then once he came down here, this was also denied, and that was basically 2 bases that Yellow didn't have to repay, and as you saw, that came in the terms of that army. So very well done. Congratulations to Yellow, GG, and GG to both players. That was really, really, really good game.